What's up, YouTube? So I'm here with a Pokemon Go first impressions little video. So I'm going to use this as a little bit of a review. And yeah, if you've been living in a cave somewhere, you wouldn't know that Pokemon Go was released almost a week now. Only released in USA and Australia and New Zealand, and actually from today it's been released in Germany now. However, if you didn't already know, there was workarounds so that you can actually get it even though it hasn't been officially released in your country. Yeah, the first little workaround is by creating a new account with a location and address in one of the countries that it's been released in. So all you have to do is change country and region and find an address to match that country. So like get a bank, a government building, a stadium, something like that. So you just put that in and then select none as a payment method. Yeah, or the other way is just basically using your own account instead of creating a new account and just changing the country and region. But I did find on trying to do this for someone that I know, it came to the payment method and it wouldn't have a selection of none. So you've either got to have a Visa card or two of the other cards, depending on where you are or which country you selected. But moving on, and if you didn't know, there was another YouTube clip or announcement that there was a Pikachu Easter egg. So upon spawning into the game and onto the main map, you've got a selection of obviously the free start Pokemon, so Squirtle, Bulbasaur and Charmander. But apparently, if you wait around for about 10 minutes and you kind of like walk around a little bit around your house or your street, within about 10 minutes, a Pikachu will appear next to the other free starter Pokemon. So that's a little way to get Pikachu as your first starting Pokemon, which I would have loved to have known before I started, because I made a workaround account because I just couldn't wait. But yeah, we'll go straight into. I'll start with the negatives and then I'll get to positives. There are a lot of positives, but there are a lot of negatives too. I found personally there's very little amount of information and tips and help pretty much at the start. Yeah, you can find like the little hint button and quick start, but it doesn't really give you enough information. Like the first time I was trying to throw a Pokeball, it was just rolling on the ground. It took about 10 attempts. I now can do it now. I can do it now perfectly okay, but it's taken a while to get used to how to throw it in the target rings and information about the target rings actually, because I've found green target rings, yellow and orange. Obviously, the difficulty goes up in different colours, so obviously you need to get different Pokeballs for that. There are bugs and errors with any new game that's just been released, but there seems to be a lot of bugs and errors. There's a lot of freezes. It's very annoying, and it doesn't completely screw the game, but it does become annoying at times. Obviously, there will be patches and updates that will fix this. Like there was actually an update last night that was fixing the sign-in stuff, because if you were getting forced out of the game and you try to get back into the game, it was making you sign your username and password in again. Apparently they've fixed that, and they've little patches to try and get the game to run a bit better. This game drains your battery life like hell. I don't know what it does to the internet, but I'm probably guessing by using the GPS, it probably drains your internet usage a lot as well, so keep an eye out for that. Try and stay on your Wi-Fi if you've got it in your house. Yeah. So, but on the other side of the internet, apparently, I've heard that this game weakens the security of your Gmail account and your Google sign in and everything like that if you use that. Not sure how it is with the Pokemon Trainers Club, but I've heard stuff that it just weakens security all around. Obviously, they'll try and fix that at some point. But yeah, that's just an annoying fact. Now, this game, it kind of annoys me that the fact that if you live in a kind of rural area, like maybe a small village on the outside, well, quite far away from like a big town or a city, you are limited. There's not as many Pokestops, gyms, availability of Pokemon. Yeah, I get it that I get it that living in a rural area, Pokemon shouldn't really be extensive because obviously it's out of the way. But perhaps they should limit the amount that actually goes on in towns and cities. Because I went into a town and city yesterday, and it just the amount of Pokestops, the amount of gyms, it kind of needs to be kind of balanced. It needs to get balanced. So I think there needs to be a couple more Pokestops and gyms in the villages out the way, because obviously if you want to, this game is all about going, traveling and getting out. So it'd be better if some of the better Pokemon was maybe in distant villages and stuff like that. So maybe limit the amount of Pokemon that spawn all the time, but maybe up the type of Pokemon in far away places and weaken the amount. Give the weaker type of Pokemon in the cities, so it forces you to actually get out into the countryside, get away from cities, all sorts of that. Because I got into the city yesterday, and just the amount of decent Pokemon I caught and Pokestops and everything. I've got loads of eggs, incubating them now. But I think they'll sort that type of stuff out once they've got it completely released to everywhere and they've got the servers working properly. Another thing with the GPS, I don't think it accurately records your distance. As like when I was the first day I got it, I was at home. I was at a different home, and I was just sat around, and it claimed I pretty much walked half a kilometre when I was just sat down. Obviously, the avatar was just walking around a little bit by itself because obviously it's a little bit buggy at times. But then when I did go out into town, it barely added any distance on. And sometimes it didn't even show that you walked any distance until like you closed the app and reopened it, so it had to refresh itself. So it's probably something they're gonna fix. It's not released everywhere. That's my main annoying little thing. Fair enough, let's release it to Australia, New Zealand, smaller countries, let's see how the servers get on. But then you release it to America, it's a population of 300 odd million, and they had problems straight away, like massive problems. Servers crashing, people couldn't log in properly, just loads of little things. And it's not released out in the UK and Europe and the rest of the world. And it just annoys me how they thought that it wouldn't be as high demand and popular as it is. Honestly, it was always going to be massively highly popular and in demand. I've been waiting for this type of game for years and years and years. I loved Pokemon when I was younger, and this game is just something I wanted and should have probably been around a lot earlier. But they need to sort their servers out. I know they are doing a cracking job. The amount of people that are wanting this game, they're in high demand right now. I do feel for them. I think they were working over the weekend as well. That's just gone. I do feel sorry for them at the same time, but they really didn't anticipate the amount of high demand that it should have. But they released it to Germany today. Hopefully UK and stuff like that will be soon, and then I'll just delete this account I created and go back to my UK account because obviously it's better. One thing I don't know if you can or not. You can't battle Pokemon with the wild ones that spawn around you, which is kind of annoying, because that means that all right, fair enough. It's trying to force you to travel to your team's gym or an opponent gym, and you can train your Pokemon by battling them there. But I think you should be able to battle the wild ones a little bit as well, like a normal Pokemon game. whether or not they add that in is something else. Another thing, like, I thought the idea of this game also is that you can just challenge your friends. Like, just you're in your living room, you challenge them. You know, because I walked past, I walked past quite a few people with Pokemon Go out and stuff like that. I couldn't challenge them. You know, I'm at my girlfriend's house. Her sister's friend is over with his Pokemon. I couldn't challenge him either. So I thought that was something that you could do. It didn't show up that I could have challenged him. I don't know if there's a problem with that or not, or if it's not been added yet. I don't know. If you know, just chuck a comment down below and tell me. One thing the game did tell me, the app has to be open all the time if you want to be alerted. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, the game needs to be on, but it does drain the hell of, the life of the battery, and it doesn't really give you notifications. I've had it where it hasn't really alerted me even when it's on, but yeah, there's a lot of things that need to be fixed, and they will get to it when they've got the world release, or at least if they're fixing the game now and then to release it to world, I don't know. If you want to look for information about where they're going to release to or what problems they're having, go on their Twitter account, Pokemon Go, or go on the website, PokemonGo.com, have a look there. But we'll crack on to the positives, because this game is addictive. It is addictive. It's Pokemon in the real world, for Christ's sake. It's awesome. It's highly addictive. I was away, I was on holiday, and it came out, and I was checking every day or every hour on my phone because I had Wi-Fi. I was going, oh, is it out? Has it been released to UK? Has it been released to UK? And then found out that it wasn't going to be for a while. And then I got home, and then I've done the workaround. Whether or not they are going to ban people for that, I don't know. I did hear that they might ban people who did the workaround, but I don't see why you should do that. I know technically we shouldn't really do the workaround, but we just want to play the game. I've played Pokemon, since I was young. Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, all of it. The little animation for the Pokemon, the game, the map, the game map in the world, awesome, brilliant. To capture the Pokemon, you can use a in-game like field where you can capture them, or you can use the real life camera. So your camera turns on. You could be sitting in your living room. The Pokemon could be on like the sofa. You're at your pet, something like that. It's brilliant. Pokemon, again with the animation, it looks awesome and detailed on the world map. Includes and in the game it includes the bios on the Pokemon. It includes the Pokedex, evolution stages. You can hatch eggs. Gyms look awesome. The Pokestops look great. On the map, it's brilliant. Also, like, as your level increases as a Pokemon trainer, the availability of more Pokemon grows. Because I think I started at the basic level, it only showed you like 40 Pokemon that you could find, and then as it grows, I'm up to about 100 odd now with like level 700 odd beyond, and like the critical power of the Pokemon also gets better. You've got a better chance of getting better Pokemon as your level is bigger, but obviously with better Pokemon, you've got to have better balls, so you need Ultra Balls, all that type of stuff, which I'm not sure where actually to get them. Are they at the Pokestops, or do you get Ultra Balls by winning a gym or being a gym master? I don't know. If you know that, please chuck it in the comments below. Choice of 3 teams as well. Once you look at a gym, it's going to give you a choice of 3 teams. So there's Valor, which is red, Mystic, which is blue, and Instinct, which is yellow. Each with different goals, each with different capabilities, I believe. They'll probably expand on this later on. This obviously links into the gym, so there'll be gyms in the area, and a certain team can take that over, and you got to lower their prestige. I think you can be able to take it over at some point, or you can hold your own gym and you can train the Pokemon within that gym, and or donate your own Pokemon to the gym to defend the gym, which is brilliant. I think that's awesome. Increasing the level of your Pokemon or evolving your Pokemon works as a power up, and it's very limiting, but that's good. It means like if you want to evolve or power up your Pokemon, you've got to go out and capture loads of Pokemon, even if it's the small ones, the rubbish ones. It gives you Stardust, and it gives you that Pokemon candy. So that Pokemon candy is used to either power up. It takes one for a power up, but it can take loads of Stardust, depending on how increased the Pokemon is. Pokemon candy, it can take 50 Pokemon candy to evolve like a higher Pokemon to its last stage. It does limit the Pokemon trainer if they're not willing to go out and capture loads of Pokemon, which I think is good. So if you're more active and you get out into the world, you get your Pokeballs, you capture the Pokemon, you've got more Stardust, you've got more Pokemon candies for that Pokemon. You've got a better chance of training that Pokemon and getting it up, as well as going to the gyms. If you can't get to the gyms, if it's not really available, using the Pokeballs, capturing the Pokemon, getting the Stardust, everything like that, and increasing your Pokemon at that point, and then when you get to it next time you go to a gym, you can challenge. It works. I think that'll be brilliant. Hatching eggs. You've got to put them into an incubator, and it takes time and distance. So it limits those who are not willing to put the time into this game, which I think is good. If you don't go out, if you don't walk about, it's not going to hatch very quickly. I've got one at the moment. I've got a 10-kilometre one, which is probably one of the better eggs. If you put the time in to walking that 10 kilometres, it's going to be a really good Pokemon. My friend walked for 10 kilometres for his egg. He got a Magma, and it was the CP level was like 500 odd. Yeah, it works if you put the time in. Cheeky thing though, you can play this game whilst in a car or a public transport if it's not going slow, if it's not going fast. If it's slow enough, you can capture Pokemon, you can go Pokemon stops, and you can get your gifts. If not, it doesn't really work. The game has highly addictive Pokemon music again, which is brilliant. We all know the Pokemon music before. It's just awesome. You can also, even when you're going out into the world and you're catching like tons of Weedles or Pidgeys and stuff like that, you can transfer them to the professor, and it gives you an extra Pokemon candy of that Pokemon. So obviously, the more you get them, you can transfer them, get more Pokemon candy, and that you can evolve the one that you're actually keeping. Brilliant. So I'm pretty much just going to leave it there. I'll just round off with some points. Like, I'm predicting the more additions and updates and everything will occur when it's fully released, servers and bugs are fixed. I think this game could go really big. Hopefully, I do want them to limit how much people can pay for the little gold coins to buy Pokeballs. That's the problem. It's another, you can have players who pay to play and kind of have the advantage by paying. But fair enough, if they want to spend the money, and I hope they do try and limit that type of stuff, because it'd be rubbish if they're just sat at home and they're just going nuts, and then they walk over to a gym and just wipe it out. One of my last points, I can't believe they thought it wouldn't be as highly popular. I know I've already raised this point, but I just can't believe they didn't think it was going to be as popular. This type of game, it gets people out into the world, it gets them walking, it gets them active, which is a brilliant initiative. Governments have been trying this for years. There have been other games like this, other kind of like treasure hunts or domination type world games, but finally they've released Pokemon, which was always going to be the better type one. It was always going to get people out there, catching Pokemon, battling, having fun, getting them out there. Obviously, it can cause problems. I have seen people asking Pokemon Go to remove Pokestops at their places of work, or in the back garden. And apparently there might be some problems with them not being able to actually take them down now. That'll probably get fixed later on. Watch out. If you do have this game, watch out. Don't keep your head up. You know, don't walk into danger. Keep your head above you. And pretty much that's it. That's my first impressions. Though I'm probably gonna do another, like just a review later on, a long time into the game. If I'm still playing it and it's developed, hopefully they don't just leave it to the side and make money off it. Hopefully they'll keep developing it. I'll probably do another video. But I want to know now, if you've kept watching this video, what are your thoughts on this game? What are your experiences? Is there anything I've missed so far? You know, it's been out for a week. Is there anything I've missed? Do you know something I don't know? What are your thoughts on the positives and negatives of this game? Please leave a comment. You know, we'll have a discussion down below. So leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel. Take a look at my other gaming videos and stuff. Subscribe, yeah, like the video, everything. And I'll see you in the next episode.